And staying in the United States, Vice President Kamala Harris has embarked on a media blitz in an effort to sway undecided voters. From 60 Minutes to the Howard Stern Show, and even cracking open a cold one with popular late-night show host Stephen Colbert, the Democratic Presidential Nominee is embracing the spotlight as the race for the White House tightens. However, a quarter of the voters still say they don't know much about the vice president. Our next report has more.
In this election, we each face a question.
All workplaces are safer.
U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris has been on a media blitz since October began.
We believe in a future.
However, a move that was meant to make Harris more familiar as a candidate among undecided voters has backfired, putting her presidential race in jeopardy.
You inspire us. So you just keep leading.
The biggest interview disaster was the 60-minute sit-down with host Bill Whitaker. Harris was asked some tough questions on the economy and border security, and she struggled to convince the audience. The host pointed out that the influx of illegal immigrants had quadrupled under the Biden-Harris administration when compared to Trump's time in office. To which Kamala Harris said she was promoting solutions, not problems. An answer that left even the host puzzled. And very soon, Harris was called out by American voters, with many people calling her incompetent.
Oh, no.
Kamala Harris was also left stunned and grasping for words when the host questioned if her wildcard entry as the Democratic presidential candidate was ethical. For Donald Trump supporters, the 60 Minutes interview was a wonderful sight. MAGA supporters called out Kamala Harris and her word salad. Some even called it the end of her presidential campaign. But then Harris gave MAGA supporters more ammunition by deciding to give more interviews. The Democrat drew even more flack when she appeared for an interview on The View. When asked if she would do anything differently compared to President Joe Biden, Harris said, and I quote, "There is not a thing that comes to mind." Following this, the social media platform X exploded. Republican vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance said voting for Harris meant more of the same. Speaker Mike Johnson said that Harris would be a repeat of Biden.
No, and I've been a decision maker long enough.
After two massive setbacks, Harris decided to play it safe on the Howard Stern Show, where she stayed away from policies and stuck to music, Formula One racing, and her favorite cereal.
My best friend set us up.
As more criticism piled on, Harris decided to lighten up her mood and indulge in the high life as she cracked open a cold beer with popular late-night show host Stephen Colbert. As Americans in the South brace for hurricane season, the Harris campaign is facing another disaster. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is taking Harris head-on after the vice president said she was trying to get on a call with DeSantis over rescue efforts after Hurricane Helene and evacuation efforts for Hurricane Milton. The Florida governor called Harris out for her fakeness.
She has no role in this. In fact, she's been vice president for 3.5 years. I've dealt with a number of storms under this administration. She has never contributed anything to any of these efforts. And so what I think is selfish is her trying to blunder into this.
Harris is not just being called out by Florida's governor. Billionaire Elon Musk is also taking pot shots at the Democrat. Speaking to popular journalist Tucker Carlson, Musk joked that nobody was trying to assassinate Kamala Harris because it was pointless. The Tesla CEO and owner of X also said that Harris would put him in jail on day one if she's elected to the White House. Everyone is aware of the popular saying that goes, "There's no such thing as bad publicity." However, that hasn't applied to Kamala Harris somehow. Her bungled interviews are a clear indicator of that. The vice president has seen a dip in her ratings. Kamala Harris is slowly losing her lead to Donald Trump. She now leads by just 3 points, down from a 6-point lead. With less than a month to go for Election Day, these interviews have done more harm than good to Kamala Harris's hopes of being elected to the White House.
Got it, dear. Here we go. I'll see you later.
Firstpost decodes the U.S. election, explains how America chooses its president. Your primer on the race to the White House. Everything you need to know about how America votes and its global implications. U.S. Election Explained. Every Monday and Thursday only on Firstpost.